What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Aha. And we're going to listen to a remix on the Time and Again compilation, which I believe came out 2016. And this one is actually a special shout out to Graham, who I've been told is fond of this remix of Minor Earth Major Sky, the title track from their 2000 album. And I really enjoyed the title tune. I don't remember exactly what I said or how the reaction went when I listened to that tune, for the video. But I certainly have come to appreciate it a great deal, and there's just there's a power to it. There's a like nested set of energy or like moments that unfold over the course of the tune that I really enjoy. So curious to hear what the Black Dog remix will be like, and I did look this up online on Discogs, and apparently this remix was done by the Island Brothers, who had a bunch of releases and maybe like a dozen or maybe like 15 remixes that they did for other people's tracks. I want to say starting like late 90s into the early 2000s. And someone called, what is it, or I don't know if it's someone, there actually wasn't any information on the artist page, but RAS. So Island Brothers and RAS are the two artist credits for this remix. Luca's like, she's like banging the toy that she chases, those little coils against the door over there. Hilarious. In any case, yeah, like I said, I'm a big fan of the original tune, keen to hear what they do with the track and, in what way it differs or in what way it stays the same. So let's hear it. This is the Black Dog remix, or sorry, Black Dog mix of Minor Earth Major Sky by Aha. mean, it was more true to the original than maybe I expected. Just because, sometimes I listen to like Depeche Mode remixes and so on. They're like very, very different from the original track. But yeah, ultimately it did sort of inject it with a bit of adrenaline, maybe give it a spoiler in a sort of, automobile sense. It gave it a bit more energy, a bit more intensity, and certainly in that sort of growling layer, it was definitely a bit heavier. But ultimately, again, it was primarily the same track, the same essence of why I really have come to enjoy the original. So, yeah, I enjoyed the treatment and I enjoyed the way, perhaps, and it makes sense, it's called a mix, not so much a remix. Sometimes like little details like that in the labeling make more sense after you hear it. And it's like, yeah, I guess it is a different mix of the track, not so much vastly different remix. So, yeah, bottom line, really cool treatment to a very cool tune, and one that, as I said, it was an interesting thing going through their stuff from the 90s and the 2000s. Not only because people had sort of told me it's going to be a bit different than what you're going through now, when we were going through, again, Hunting High and Low, Scoundrel Days, and so on. And then also because some of those tunes, because I had gotten used to like that, driving synth pop 80s type of sound, I think those tunes took a little while to really like wash over me and start to, make their way in some cases into the pantheon of my favorite a-ha tunes. So, yeah, I do enjoy the albums in the 90s and 2000s a great deal, even if, as I said, they've taken a little bit longer to incorporate into my brain, which is a perfect time to mention, I'm still lacking on those album review, but, I started preparing for the Depeche Mode one, album review videos, to finish that sentence. And I started preparing for the Depeche Mode one, and it was like, man, I gotta re-listen to this album, I gotta re-listen to Delta Machine, and like, I realized that even Depeche Mode albums, I wasn't like ready to talk about them in a comprehensive sense. So I think a-ha and even Duran, like, it's gonna be a bit of the same thing. So again, the Depeche Mode one will come first, and hopefully, before we get like halfway through this year. But yeah, as I said, the a-ha and the Duran ones, I'm going to just have to keep listening to the point where I can make an interesting video. Because I feel like if I were to do them now, sure, some of the albums, some of the songs I'd probably be able to talk about a lot more extemporaneously and freely. And then I'd be like, okay, so what? Oh, right, I got to talk about that tune. Wait, I got to hear it for a second. So, yeah, like I said, I think I just need a bit more time to fully appreciate albums. Again, like True North and, Cast and Steel, which, compared to some of the earlier stuff, I still haven't heard nearly as often or as much. So, like I said, I have not abandoned that idea, but it definitely got pushed back a bit because it just, occurred to me that even with a group like Depeche Mode, it was not going to be as simple as I thought. So, in any case, I really enjoyed this remix. This mix. I'm looking forward to any suggestions about other tunes among the remixes that might be worth going through. And again, I know people were talking about different possibilities going forward. Given that we just went through the rest of Ending on a High Note, I didn't necessarily want to jump straight back into some more live tunes with Ending on a High Note, with How Can I Sleep With Your Voice in My Head, but we will get back to that one in the not too distant future. But I did like the idea of changing it up a little bit, which is something Sofia and I were talking about. So do let me know if there's another one on this disc of mixes that you'd like to hear, and other than that, I will see you next time. Peace.